Hi, my name is Michelle Sargent and I'm from Rego Consulting. Today I'm going to take you through some of the latest features available from within the Hierarchies section of Clarity's modern user experience. Hierarchies can be found on the left-hand side menu just by clicking on this link here. In today's demonstration, we're going to jump straight into an existing hierarchy. I'm going to select Portfolio FY23 example. You can see from within this hierarchy, we already have a number of investments which have been added. We have an overall parent investment, which is linked to a number of child investments, and these child investments also have children of their own. What I'm going to take you through today are some of the tabs that you'll see across the top of your hierarchy. Now, depending on the version of Clarity that you're on, will determine which modules are available to you. Some of these, such as risks, issues, and changes and status, are available in earlier versions, whereas financials is only available from 1603 onwards. You'll also need to make sure that your system administrator has updated your hierarchy blueprint to ensure that the appropriate modules have been added. But if all of that is in order, then you should be able to click through and start going through the tabs of information. So if you click on the Risks tab, you will see information with regard to all of the risks that have been created against the investments that exist within the hierarchy. You can see at the moment I have information such as risk name and risk ID, and also investment information, investment ID, investment name. You have the ability to use the usual filtering options to control the rows of information that you see within your hierarchy. You can also click on columns on the right-hand side here, and you can add or remove columns that pertain to the risk and the common investment. You can also group your data. For example, you may be interested only in high priority risks, so you can click and drag up to the group by row. And once your data is grouped, you can choose to expand out those sections that you wish to view. Issues are set up in the same way, again with full filtering options available, with the ability to add or remove columns that pertain to the issue or the common investment. And again, you can choose to group your data. So in this instance here, we have grouped by priority, and you can choose to have a look just at those high priority issues. If you want to view change requests for all investments within your hierarchy, you can go to the Changes tab. You will see information such as the change request name and ID, the status attached to the change request, who it's assigned to, description. Again, the ability to add or remove columns is available, and full filtering options are available as well. You can then move on to viewing status report information. One thing I would recommend here with regard to the status reporting is just expanding out your filter and searching under Add Filter here, searching for a field called Latest and setting that filter option to Yes. What that will do is ensure that in this list view here, you're viewing only the most recent status report for each investment within the hierarchy. Should there be a need to view historical status report information, you can do that as well. You would just need to remove this filter. In this particular view at the moment, you can see we have status report name and ID. We're also showing information such as the scope, cost and effort, and schedule status, and also the roll up of these values to the overall status for the status report. The final thing that I want to show you today is the financial section. So this information is really useful to not only project managers who might be managing a project with some smaller sub-projects against it, but if you're a program manager who's managing large projects or large programs of work and multiple projects, and this is a really great way to have a look at your financial information that is available on each project. Within the top left-hand section, you can see we have a plan type section. You can view data by cost plan, budget plan, and benefit plan. At the moment, I'm just going to stay in cost plan. You can see you have information here such as the investment name, cost plan details. So for all the rows within the cost plan, you can see whether amounts are capital or operating. You can see investment ID, charge code. You can also see these transaction classes. And then you can also then break out your totals and your per period metrics. So your totals you can display from the columns panel. If I just collapse down all of the regular fields, you can see here within the total section, we have selected cost, actual cost, and forecast. Actually, I'm going to just uncheck revenue. So we're going to have a look at cost, actual cost, and forecast, which you can see are corresponding here in the total section. What you can also do, once you've sorted out your totals, you can go up to view options, and you can also adjust the per period metrics. So at the moment, we're looking at our periods in quarters. You may choose to look at that monthly, and you may choose, once we let that refresh, you can now see the columns have changed to monthly. And you can also update the per period metrics that are displayed. So given that we have cost, actual cost, and forecast in our totals, I'm going to leave those per period metrics in place, but you can check and uncheck those as necessary. And you can see the roll up of the information. From here, should you have a need to further crunch the numbers, you can always click on the export to CSV option. So once you click on that, it's just a matter of finding wherever your web browser has downloaded that to, and you can open that up in Excel. And if you need to put any further formulas around that or do any further reporting, you can do that from the Excel view. From the cost plan, you can go into further detail on the budget plan. Again, it will have the name of the project, the name of the budget plan. You do have the ability to add or remove information with regard to the investment itself, the budget plan itself, or all the detailed information that exists within the budget plan. For the totals, we're viewing an actual cost and a forecast. And then if I X out of that and go back to view options, you can see here in the per period metrics, I'm also viewing actual cost and forecast so that my quarterly information is matching my total information. From there, with the budget plan, you also have the ability to have a look at your benefit plan. And again, you can use the columns panel to add or remove columns. You can use the view options to update your per period metrics. So for example, we might want to change this to quarters. And we might say our start period is Q1 2007. Which was a very long time ago. There we go. But we're starting to see 2019 was where our benefits and actual benefits were starting to be recorded. So what you would actually do there is have a search for 2019 and start to display your data from there. So you can now see how your hierarchies will provide full summary information for all of your financials. So from your cost plan and your budget plans right through to your benefit plan, including the ability to export to Excel if you need to do any further analysis. That concludes today's session. Thank you for listening.